Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So on the Bitcoin chart here, earlier today gave you two possibilities basically. One possibility that we had here, an impulsive move up from the low at 17,500. We moved up in a wave one, an impulsive wave one. We came down in a wave two. That didn't retrace a lot. And then we moved up in another one, came down in a two. That is still possible. That would be a very bullish scenario, especially as we have not yet broken below the 20k level again. Yeah, so from here it could certainly start to move higher, and that would be a very bullish scenario. But to do that, proof for that, we would only get above that wave one high, above 21,715. Now, in that scenario, in that 1-2 setup, that would be very bullish, because the more 1-2 setups you have, the better the foundation. It basically means you move up impulsively, you come down in a correction. You move up impulsively, you come down in a correction. Now, this would be super bullish. As I said, we could move up from here if we are holding the 20k level. And if we take then out the high at 21,714. The problem with that scenario is that while I can identify a 3-wave move here in this wave 2, which you always need, yeah, an A, B, C, I can't easily do that here. That makes me think it actually points with a higher likelihood to a different scenario, meaning that yes, this here probably was a 1 and this is a 2, but that I take these out, yeah, so that there were not two 1-2 setups, but that there really is only this wave 1 to the upside, that this is an entire impulse to the upside here. We are now coming down in a wave 2, but that what I had as alternative now actually becomes the primary. So that this here is only the wave A of a larger ABC move, and that the wave C should land here somewhere in that region, yeah, between the 50% fib retracement and the 78.6% fib retracement. It makes sense because of the impulsive nature of what is coming down here, that this really is only the wave A. A wave A comes across as an impulse in a zigzag pattern. Yeah, so it makes currently, if you are aware of the Elliott Wave method, in a zigzag correction, which is an ABC, which means that the wave C is normally less steep than the wave A. Just try to, for some reason it doesn't move, but no, the wave C is normally less steep than the wave A, and in a zigzag you would actually be looking here in the wave B retracement, and this is what we could be in now, for not too much of a retracement. Yeah, so it would be, if that what I'm telling you here now is the case, and if that represents what's going to happen, then you would expect the wave B not to retrace that much. So I can give you an idea of where we will retrace to. So I would expect though the 38.2% fib level here. Let's just see why that is not okay. I can use that. So I would expect the $20,600 level is the first target. 2646 is, so that is the 38.2% fib level at 20,646. The 50% retracement would be, in my opinion, the most likely one here at 20,853. Also possible the 61.8% level at 21,060. But I think the 50% is probably the most likely one, 20,853. That also aligns here with the swing low that we had here yesterday. So I would expect this to move up a bit more in a wave B and then come down in a wave C. That is sort of here currently the scenario that I'd be following with most certainty. Obviously, if we go above the wave 1 high, as is just suggested from where we are now, then this scenario 1-2 is probably going to play out. But I don't find that very likely, because what has come down here really looks impulsive. So I'm expecting here a retracement now, which might have already started. As we can see, it price is going up a little bit. And then a move down in a wave C into this region between 18,500 and 19,700 pretty much. Yeah, that is what we would expect. And then if this here is really a breakout that is occurring in a wave 1, a wave 2, we would then from here expect a move 3 to the upside. And we can just for fun sketch that out from the low here at around 17,500 to the high of the wave 1 to the low of the wave 2, that would take us, so I'm just taking it here in the middle of the target area, that would take us to at least around about here 26,000. It depends on how much the wave 2, which comprises the ABC, how much that wave 2 is really going down. But bear in mind, there's a few things here that we need to be aware of in that move up, if it then happens. This is still a lot of uncertainty currently in the markets, but I'm following that. I'm watching that scenario. Okay. We need to be aware of a few things, because in no way this is already a confirmed breakout. I'm following this scenario, I'm sketching it out, I'm telling you what needs to happen for such a breakout. So after the wave 2 then, which would with the highest likelihood get into this area, we would turn around to the upside. We need to get above resistance, above that zone here. So that means above 23,330. And don't forget, we also have the 200-week moving average here on the chart. Let me just find that. I just probably have to put a new one in. Settings. The 200-week moving average being quite a relevant resistance level now as well. It was support. It is now resistance. Length 200 week. Yeah. Something's wrong here. 200. No, it seems to be okay. 200 week. Oh, there it is. Yeah, in green. There it is, around 22,300. Now this will be resistance on the way up. So we haven't touched it yet, but it will be resistance in my opinion. It was support on the way down really. At least it had some relevance, came down to it, bounced off. A bit less than I expected, but it is still something that we need to be aware of, which is crossing through here. It's an important moving average, but you can also have a look here at the 20-day moving average, which is probably quite relevant, but that is coming down here. That's currently way above, so around 25,800. The 20-day will probably provide some resistance on the way up. So this is the possible breakout scenario. Is it likely? It is possible, certainly. It is possible now for the first time in the last 6 to 7 months that we can actually break out. We see a first impulse, we reached the target areas down here. So we perfectly came into my target areas, and I'm happy from here for the price to go up, which doesn't mean it has to, but I'm happy for it. Yeah, I have no doubts and no concerns really about the price structure. What would confirm another uptrend? So another uptrend would be confirmed here by this bullish engulfing candle that we saw on the 19th of June. It would be confirmed and supported by some indicators currently wheeling up, turning up. Yeah. So for example, here we've got the MACD. Let me just make that a bit smaller. The MACD here on the daily, which is starting to move to the upside. When we have a bullish crossover here, this could support a rally. Yeah, absolutely. In addition to that, the RSI is still very low, so that means it would support also higher prices. We're not at risk getting into the overbought territory, but even if we get into the overbought, it just means that the uptrend is going on. Here, the good thing is now, because the daily is going up, the 2-day MACD is also going up. In addition to that, we see a bullish divergence here on the MACD, making higher lows. And I think as soon as we see the 4-day chart going up, or reducing negative momentum, that is when we need to become aware and really high alert. We need to be on high alert anyway. There you go. This is what I talked about in the last few days. As soon as the 4-day MACD is starting to turn around, we need to be on super high alert. Whenever that happened before, it did lead to a rally here. You can see that if we just make that a bit smaller. And it usually happened, that move up happened before we really saw a shift in momentum on the 4-day MACD. But here it happened end of May. The MACD already started to move up, and the price was still moving down a little bit, but it was already a precursor for what's going to happen. Here as well, bullish crossover 4-day MACD back in September led to an all-time high. Here as well, yeah, we moved up. It wasn't significant really, but we also moved up here, well, from 33K to 50K or something, right? So it happens again. Now it's a bit too weak, that signal yet, but keep an eye on it. Really, really good. Now, we're still not out of the woods here, so we still would need to really have better confirmation for an uptrend. First of all, what I would want to see is now the wave 2 go into that yellow target box, and from there then to rotate around and to break resistance and really see some push to the upside. That certainly would be a possible entry point, that yellow target area I gave you, but I would certainly set a stop loss and I would wait for a bullish signal, maybe a signal to exit that box to the upside. That would be interesting. In addition to that, we need to be aware that downside potential is still very, very likely. And we need to be aware that, yeah, we are, as I said, not out of the woods here yet. This all what we can see here on the chart. Let me make the indicators a bit smaller again. But all of this, what we can currently see here, could very well just be still an ongoing correction. So in a sense that only this here, yeah, was no, that up here, yeah, we only made a wave 4, and we only made here a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, and the wave 3 would come down next. That would then make lower lows, would smash probably below this the 78.6% fib level, and this is something we need to be aware of. So that wave 4 here, that in yellow, yeah, that would have been probably then in this case up here on the 16th of June at around 23k. We then would have come down in a first wave of a fifth wave. We're now moving up in a second wave of a fifth wave. But again, that would, because what we see up here is impulsive, so we would have to see an A, B, C to the upside, and we would then come down. So that is still very, very likely, and I'm not going to make the breakout scenario to the upside my primary scenario until we really go above the resistance here. So however, I'm following it very closely because I think there is now a realistic chance we actually break out, and I want to make you aware as soon as possible. Okay, that's my view about Bitcoin at the moment, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. If you're interested in more content, check out the channel membership. Silver and gold members get access to Telegram and Discord and a weekly live stream. And now I'm testing a signals group, a short-term signals group as well for a month. If as a channel member, you get that for free, so check that out as well. You can get that if you become a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.